Okay. So that when they read, they will be selective, instead of trying to comprehend all the words. Okay. May I call my son sekejap? Pening kepala aku dah budak ni. Ya Allah. Kalau tak nanti dia kacau I lagi. Aduh. What am I supposed to do with these people disturbing me? Sekejap. Aduh, kacau ni. Certain things you can control, certain things you cannot control. Okay. Next, student should be thinking while they are reading rather than reading continuously. So here, tak apalah, off mic tak apa. I cannot stop only. Here we have to teach our student how to read, when to read fast, when to read slowly. When they read fast, is for the gist. But when they need to look for detail, they have to read slightly slow. Okay. Okay, let's go to the first part. Part 1 is a 3-option multiple choice, short text. 8 short text with no more than 90 words. Actually, they give us a very sketchy number of words. Actually, it is less. I've tested, and actually, I'm also a panel, and I know what I'm talking about. Point now that we see, or getting the general idea or the gist on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Second, understand specific details and information in text on a wide range of familiar topics. And third, guess the meaning of unfamiliar words. This will be testing lexical, vocabulary, words, phrases. However, in our buku penataran, we don't have any item for that because it's not that easy to come up with items testing vocabulary. Okay, I'll explain why it's quite difficult. So basically, the paper can test us, our student, on about 5 aspects. First, looking for details, specific details. Okay. On main idea, or understanding the gist. And then that might be one question on author's purpose or writer's. Try this question. What is your answer? Maybe some of you have done this, maybe some haven't. Maybe you got it from me from my friends, because I've done this a lot. I've done this for MRSM searching. I have done this for MRSM Kuala Kelawang. I've done this for TKC recently, and other schools lah, and for teachers from Teknik Tamu Jafar and so on. Okay, what's the answer? And how do you get the answer? That is the question. Why is this question so difficult? What do you notice from the item? Siapa nak jawab dulu? What's the answer? You can type. Jangan malu-malu. Unless you use your phone lah, susah sikit. So next time when you DM or whatever, try use your laptop. Then it's easier. Anybody? Type the answer and then tell me where do you get the answer. Ini budak kita pun sama juga. Our weaker student, we just tembak. But our good students, hopefully, they know where the answer comes from. This one is quite high because it's the purpose question. The purpose of the advertisement is... Oh, ada orang left the meeting, tak apalah. Come on. Cikgu, ramai ni, ada 57 orang cikgu ni. Nur Farahin binti Yahya ni daripada sekolah mana tu? A, why teacher? Cikgu Nur Farahin,
It's a work of art and it requires a master to draw out.
Word of phrase?
Yeah,
Okay, Zanaria says A. Last line, our latest T. Good. You are right. You are on the right track. Okay. The only evidence to show that it is to introduce a new T is the phrase our latest T. Budak kita boleh buat ke ni? That is the question. Why? There's no word spotting. I repeat, there's no word spotting. You can't see the word introduce in the stimulus. You can't see the word tell or consumer in the stimulus. You don't even see the word product, new, identify, good pun tak ada. You don't see the word improve, sales. So what is happening and what will happen to our student? So the answer is A, and the testing focus is writer's purpose. So what happened? What did we do? We do a lot of rephrasing. We do a lot of vocabulary substitution. But I can tell you all the words here, they are below, B2 below. Remember, we talking about CFR. We must talk about the level of the words. The level of the words that we use. Okay. Now, item building. Okay, let's analyze the item. Ambil nota boleh. Slide akan diberi. So, tak nak ambil nota pun tak apa. Dengar dulu. Listen. Ask question. Okay. First, the type text. Avoid too factual, because when it's too factual, students will know more, and they might give an answer that is right to them, but not right to us. We are not testing facts. Okay, one. Okay, second, look at the complexity of the language. We are using B2 words and below. No C1, no C2. If we have words higher than B2, either we rephrase the sentence or we change the word to a word of lower level. Okay, and hopefully the stimulus that we use could be understood without any visual. And avoid bias, gender bias, urban bias, lagi apa, all type of biasness lah. Tapi yang biasanya ialah urban and gender bias lah. Urban bias, that means only town people can answer the question. Rural area students will not be able to answer that. Gender bias, only girls know or only boys know. So hopefully our item will be fair to the 400,000 candidates that we have each year. Okay. Second, text length. You have to count the words number of the stimulus, the stem, the option. It shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be too wordy, because if an answer is quite long, students will say, "Oh, that's probably the answer." We do not want that. Okay, and then the text level, use the Cambridge Online Dictionary and also the text inspector, English profile, text inspector. Okay, so another question that you should ask, can we come up with 3 multiple choice option? Nasib baik 3, kalau 4 lagi pening because not much to read and then we have come up with 3 option. This is already challenging enough. And there's only one clear key. Remember, there's only one clear key. All right. Let me show you the analysis of the item. Yes, I counted, I checked the level. Okay. After checking the level and counting the word, the stimulus has about 61 words only. So even though the first slide say about 90, let's keep it to 65 or maximum 70 lah. 70. Okay. Jangan panjang-panjang. Because when it's too long, sometimes some parts of the stimulus is irrelevant. You can take them out. Okay. 1. Second, the only word that is above level is the word perfected. Tapi you see it is used in the past participle form. So if that happens, you have to ask yourself a professional judgment question. Do you think our student understand the word perfected? They know perfect, so hopefully they understand what we have put for them, what we have given them, the stimulus. All right, and then if you look at the stem, I have the notes, but I'm not going to read my notes. It says normally stem not more than 20 words, but here we see less, so it's okay. Hopefully the stem and actually the stem and the option you plus together about 20 lah. Itu yang paling bagus. So here we have option A 7, option B 9, option C 10. This is quite good. If you can know all about the same length, better. Then the student will not be attracted to an answer that is too long. So some teachers say, oh biasanya panjang tu betul, but we prove it to be wrong and not necessarily. Okay. Alright. Any questions so far? Oh, baiknya. Alright. Now let's look at the second item. I will do only 3 or 4 of this, not all 8, because we don't have time for all. Just to show you and to teach you what to look for, what to edit and so on. Okay. Answer this question. And what do you see? You answer this question, what do you see? I think you say, there are certain words from the stimulus that appear in option A, option B, and C. Okay, so that is also true. So if you use words from the stimulus, make sure all 3 options use them. Jadi tak adalah nampak, kenapa ni tak ada? So only one word that I don't like, if I am supposed, if I were because I were to re-edit this, I will change option B, because option B is definitely not the answer. Senang sangat. It is an individual event. But when you look at the stimulus, you say the 4 themes. Ini tak ada pun sebut individual, so you know it's not that good lah. Ini ingat ini buku penataran. They will give us item that once they put it in a database, it doesn't really show that it's workable. So B is not attractive as an option. So the answer is possibly A or C. So what's your answer? Cepat cikgu, jangan lambat sangat. Ni bukan kerja dengan budak ni. Okay. Some say A, some say C. A, C. Okay. Kenapa C? Sebab mungkin you are too fast and you don't read the details carefully. The answer is A. Now, why A? The 4 teams which make it to the final stage will compete in activities. So A means the 4 teams will go against each other. Compared to C, winners will get an award at the Nobel Prize. It doesn't say. It only say the champion will get the chance to go, not to get an award, to go to the prestigious Nobel Prize award ceremony. So be very careful with the detail. Tak apa, salah mula-mula ni tak apa. Sebab itu kita belajar. We have to be very careful when it comes to looking for specific detail. Okay. I'm not surprised. I know sometimes we are too fast, overconfident. Tak apa. Alright, maybe get carried away by the word champion. Betul tu. So that is a good distractor, kan? Okay. Now, question number 3. Cepat-cepat sikit buat. Nanti saya buat 4 je kot. Saya tak buat banyak. Hopefully tak payah banyak lah. Nanti tak sempat habis. There are 5 parts. Which of the following is true about the notice? So bila which is true, you know this is asking for specific details. So first read the stimulus and then read the option and look at the details. This question is quite good. Ada tak free train ride? Free ada, rides ada, train ada. Put together. Available pun ada. Launch, dia ada launching. Okay. Free bus ride, ada bus service ada, rides ada, free ada, train station ada, yang tak ada provided je. But, they look attractive. Passengers ada, pay tak ada, fare ada, fare tak? The word fare pun tak ada. Fare tak ada. March ada passenger ada march. Okay. Okay, semua jawab C. Bagus jawapannya C, betul. So it's not that difficult, but our student need to understand where do you get the normal fare. It says here whether we get discount until 31st March. So after that is normal fare. Itu sajalah. So our student really have to be very careful with part 1. Don't be overconfident. Okay. Alright. Sekejap last one kot. Saya nak tengok. Saya rasa last one kot for today. Alright, last one for part A. What's the answer? BC. Okay, BC. Okay, BC. The answer is actually, where do you get B, Azira Razali? Which evidence or which word or phrase give you B? The rest is C kan? The voucher can be used by everyone visiting the park. Tapi dia kata available to Malaysian only. So, salah lah kot. Kan? Salah lah. The tickets can only be purchased using the voucher code. Okay. Get a 25% reduction on tickets prices at this with this voucher. Tickets available at the ticket office or online. Now, so it's not entirely correct because anybody can purchase the ticket. If you use the voucher, you get the discount. If you don't use the voucher, you won't get discount. Okay, so the answer is C and specific detail. Alright, kita tengok dia punya analysis of the item so that you have some idea what to do. Okay, here this item only use 51 words. 51 words, and you know, mainly you know how you reword your option based on the stimulus. Don't use exactly the same wording. So in our item building exercises, we use a lot of thesaurus. We use a lot of what you call that the dictionary, so that we learn, we substitute or we phrase the words differently. Itu saja. No word spotting. Saya ulang balik, no word spotting. It's not like our old SPM paper 2015 below. If you look at our SPM 2020, 2016, 19, 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, the objective question are like this. We did a lot of substitution and also rephrasing. Okay. Any question? Any question? No. Okay, no. So here, if your option, you can put the longest A, the second longest B, or the shortest C. Tak ada masalah. It's either ascending order or descending order. It's not a big problem. Okay. Sekejap saya tak mau ni, semua tak mau ni. Buang masa. Okay. So done with part 1. Done with part 1. So hopefully if you build items for the district which will be shared at the state level, do not give us any PDF text. Everything must be typed so that it will be it can be edited easily. I repeat, whatever item maybe you borrowed from the internet, because you know it can be borrowed, but never take a PDF or a JPEG, whatever. Everything must be done so that we can edit your paper, edit your question. Alright. Now part 2. Reading 4 option multiple choice close. Okay, even though it's a closed text, it's just not like SPM closed text. Okay, there are 10 items and the text used is about 250 to 300 words with 10 items removed with 4 possible option multiple for each item. Alright, so what are the testing focus? What are the testing focus? First, we want to test the student whether they can guess meaning of unfamiliar words from clues provided by other words and by context on a wide range of familiar and unfamiliar topics. Second, to recognize with little, ini paling penting sekali, or no support typical features at word, sentence and text level. Of a wide range of genre. So what does it mean? What does this bullet mean? It means we are not testing grammar per se, but we are testing language collocation. Cikgu kita tak tanya kalau verb tu tell, tells, told, telling. Tak ada. Kita tak buat gitu. So we are testing what we call language collocation. Language collocation. Okay. My good friend Dr. Zuraini is in the session. Assalamualaikum, Dizek.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you for joining us.
Actually, I'm glad to join the Negeri Sembilan team. Learning new things today. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Zuraini ni kita banyak pinjam dia punya. Nanti besok dia masuk, kalau dia masuk join kita punya session, dia punya bahan saya gunakan. Tapi biasalah Cikgu Noor ni dia ada tambahan sikit lah. She's good. She's always thinking of weaker students and how to help them. Ini kawan saya yang baik ni. Another panel sama juga dengan saya dan juga co-chief lah. Alright, now this part is where most teachers got it wrong. Because last year they were too eager to come up with items. They thought close test ni sama macam SPM 2020 punya close test. But it's not. This part tests more of language collocation. It means a word or phrase that is often used with other word or phrase in a way that sounds correct. Ini masalah kita ni. That sounds correct to people who have spoken the language all their lives, but might not be expected from the meaning. In the past, sebelum ni semua kata, basic shadowing B senang lah part 2 ni. Macam our old close test. No. For example, in the phrase a hard frost, to people who live there is correct but not strong. So this is what we call language collocation. Tapi macam kita lah, kita yang biasa kita awareness campaign. Kalau campaign ni mesti awareness. Tak ada benda lain. Kan? Okay, those are what we call as language collocation. The regular use of some words and phrases with others, especially in a way that is difficult to guess. Sebab itu dalam kita tengok, when we look at the question, even among us who are quite proficient in the language, we argue which one is more apt, which answer is the best. Ini yang masalah ni, which is the best answer to people who have spoken the language all their lives. We are still learning. Walaupun dah nak pencen, we are still learning and we are not orang kata native speaker. So what about our student? So when I presented this to a few JPNS and PPDs, they know, okay, this is one of the part that we will have a huge problem, not only for the students to answer, but for us to build items. Okay. Now, to help you in your teaching, there are a few websites that you can go to that will help you with what it means by language collocation. Ada ni, there are more, but I just show 2 only. I'm not going to press and bring you to that. You can go on your own later on. But there are links that teach language collocation. Okay. Now this question for this part, it was done way back in 2017. Okay, way back in 2017. Cikgu cuba tengok, look at the answer. Ada tak yang macam tell, stole, telling, ada tak? Tak ada. Kalau ada pun more of preposition, because which preposition fits in the blank, ataupun connector, which connector ataupun adverb lah, which fit in. So it's all about language collocation. So, and to build is not that easy. For example, look at number 11. They are the tell, suggest, advise, propose. They are all shades of the meaning tell. When you suggest, you are telling your opinion. When you advise, you are telling your opinion juga. When you propose, same. So which of the words fit in the blank the best? Kalau you tengok 14 pun, you tengok dia ada shades of the same meaning. Find, collect, consume, hunt. Dia dekat-dekat je. Number 15. Sampai semua sekali lah. Nanti kita tengok 2 question will give you problem. Kita cuba kita cuba. Cikgu dia kena cuba baru dia tahu susah tak susah. Nanti jangan marah budak. Tak boleh jawab. Nanti kalau pengetua tanya, tuan soalan ni bukan senang. And they are supposed to be like native speaker. So that means they must read a lot. They must listen to a lot of English spoken to them. They should do a lot of listening of English material. Jadi kalau duk asrama penuh, tak bagi budak peluang mendengar English program, how are they supposed to master this question? Tapi saya dah cakap pada JPNS, the most important task for them is to create a reading program since standard 1, CFR standard 1 sampailah form 5. Nak tunggu form 5 je baru nak reading program, too late. Tapi what to do, this is our first batch of form 5 SPM, but they are not the first batch of CFR. They are in the 3rd year, so maybe because we did not really care much about our PT3 student, tak ada pula peksa, this is what happened. Okay, alright. Now, please answer the 4 questions. Yang ni kita kena buat. Then you know how difficult it is for our student. Buat cikgu. Bagi jawapan. 9, 10, 11, 12. Hopefully tak ada orang yang salah lah. As we go along, nanti you akan complain, you akan komen juga. Tak baguslah this director ni. Kalau you boleh detect that, then you are good. So we do not want an option that is totally out. Kalau jumpa cakap, mana? Memang ada. Ada somebody pointed that to me. So good. Kalau ada orang yang kata, Cikgu Noah, tuan, dia kata, jangan panggil tuan lah, saya Cikgu Noah je. Cikgu saya lah, saya panggil saya bos, tak apalah. Okay, ada dia kata, I don't think this particular option suits because it's out of place. Kalau ada cakap, for you is totally, tengok ada salah dah. So the option is not attractive. Buat semua sekali. Anna Razak buat 9, 10, 11, 12. Bagi saya semua jawapan dia. Satu-satu ni nanti orang tiru jawapan awak. Okay. Okay, Eti say DABA. DABA. Okay. Yang lain tak berani ke? Jangan risau cikgu. If you make errors, it's okay because like I said, we are not native speakers. This question tested a test language collocation. Nurbaiti, Dada, DA. Juliana Ali kata DACA. Okay. Lagi seorang cepat, at least one more. CABA. Okay, now let's check the answers. The answer is DABA. Tak apa cikgu, kalau salah kita tengok. We look at your wrong answer. Tengku Noshazliana. Number 1 you kata C. 9. Since it is sometimes mistaken a reptile, it is in fact a mammal. Okay. Compared to although it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile, it is in fact a mammal. Memang sebenarnya yang tak bagus sekali despite. Memang tak kena, ada despite, tak kena, if pun tak kena. Tapi antara C dengan D, yes, they are attractive, but the right answer is D. Ini yang menyebabkan nak build item pun not easy. What else for our students to answer? Okay, ada salah yang nombor 11. The difference between suggest and suggest and propose. Mak oi, siapa lah yang propose? Propose ni is another word for suggest, but you don't propose this. Propose is more for other context, macam you propose a plan, or you propose to your future husband, to future wife, tu boleh lah, tak apa. So that is the difficulty lah in doing this question. Baik, kita cuba pula soalan yang seterusnya. Yang ini memang ada banyak benda yang boleh dibincangkan. Okay, lepas tu kita akan pergi ke part 3, part 4, part 5. Cikgu Bahar Form 5 jangan jawab jawapan pengetua dah bagi.
Yeah, 8 types of pangolin in world, during the scales on their skin. Contribute.
Okay, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Azhari Shah. Pakai nombor je.
Tidak.
Pakai. Azhari ni pakai telefon ke pakai laptop ni? ACBDBC. Azhari Shah tersen. Tak apa.
Yeah, 8 types of pangolin in the world, generally the scales
BC.
make up 20%
Umaira. Ini budak yang bagus ambil bahagian ni. Jangan risau. Salah betul tak apa. We are not native speaker. We are allowed to make mistake. But our students, when they sit for the exam, they cannot make mistake. Okay, Faizah nak tanya? Okay, go ahead Faizah.
Pangolin can
Faizah, raise your hand nak tanya ke? If you want to ask question, go ahead. The floor is yours. Sorry, jangan risau. I would like to hear your voice. Sekarang ni I dengar my voice je, boring juga. Because I've been talking non-stop for the last 2 months on this.
Being solitary, they meet only to find a partner and produce.
ACBDBC. Tulis balik, Syafiqah. What's your right answer? Okay, tak apalah cikgu. Kalau kita nak tunggu, nanti kita buang masa. ACBDBC. Okay, saya bagi jawapan. The answer is CCBDCC. Okay, saya pun kena tulis supaya nanti saya boleh refer balik. CCBDCC. Baik, kita tengok balik semua soalan. Why the answer is this. Alright, now. So, how do you go about doing or telling your student how to answer this question? They must read from the beginning until the end. Apa saja teks, the first thing they must do is they must read from the beginning until the end. Why? To get a general idea of what the text is all about. Mesti tahu. And then you must also know what is a paragraph. A paragraph should have a topic sentence and some supporting details plus an ending sentence. Knowing how a paragraph works can also help you. So you see the flow of the text and so on. Tapi tak apa, yang ni memang susah sikit. Alright, let's look at number 13. There are 8 types of pangolin in the world. Generally, the scales on their skin blank 20% of the pangolin's body weight. Okay, so kita ada dapat soal jawapan D ada dengan C, D dengan C. Okay, consists of, memang mungkin good, a possible answer ataupun good distractor, result in mungkin tak bagus. Kalau kita nak ubah, kita kena ubah yang ni, but it's not that easy and not that easy. Okay, it's either contribute to or make up. Make up ni maksudnya apa? What does make up mean? You add everything, it make up to something. Here, the right word, the right phrase is to contribute to. You don't make up to 20%. It's contribute to. Pandai pun merangkum ni. Okay, memang susah. I don't say this is easy. Kalau senang, saya tak nak ajar pun benda ni. Okay, and then we have problem with 14 pun ada tak? 14 patutnya C. Ada jawab lain tak? Semua C. Okay, C tak ada masalah. 14 tak ada masalah. Soalan nombor, alamak soalan nombor yang mungkin ada masalah ialah 17. 17 C ada ke jawab B? Very good. Okay, C dengan B. Why is the answer C not B? Yang ni yang bila cikgu nak terangkan pada budak ni jadi poning ni. Okay, now let's read 17. When the pangolin senses what? Why pangolin, you sense danger first. Okay, when the danger is right in front of you, it becomes a threat. You don't sense threat, you sense danger first. Okay, then Tengku, you tanya soalan nombor apa ni? Why C, why not B? Yang mana? Oh, nombor 17. Ini saya terangkan tu. Okay, you all normally sense danger first. When the danger is right in front of you, then the danger becomes a threat. That's the difference. And that's the difference. Yang ni yang susah ni. Macam mana kita tahu bila satu threat, bila satu danger? This is where the challenge, the biggest challenge for any teacher and even any candidate for our reading paper will be this part, language collocation. Now, when you want to look for text to test, hopefully you can have 10 straight collocation to test. Yang ni yang susahnya. Nanti kita tengok, alamak, mana nak test. Okay, then there are some rules. Hopefully, if you don't put two blanks in one sentence, two blanks in one sentence, nanti tak cukup clues for that particular one. And we don't test the last sentence. Kalau you tengok, kita tak test last sentence. So hopefully last sentence tu tak ada lah. Yang ni dia mungkin ada, nombor 12 ni ada sebab dia is part of a long sentence and then dia ada tu. Tapi kalau boleh jangan test the last sentence. Macam yang ni, the last sentence tak not tested. It is hope that the future generation can benefit from this effort. And then we also have the first example. Example tu you pakai senang pun tak apa. Tak senang pun tak apa. So ladies and gentlemen, teachers from PPDJJ, for this part we are testing language collocation. We are not testing grammar per se. So we need to encourage our students to read a lot and to listen to English program a lot. Because they need to listen to how native speaker speak or write. Okay, baik. Now part 3, kita ada lebih kurang sejam. Ada tiga parts. Kalau ada soalan tanya cikgu, jangan bagi saya cakap seorang-seorang ni. Boring juga cakap seorang-seorang ni. Dah lah duduk dekat pejabat seorang-seorang, lepas tu cakap seorang-seorang. Alright. Now part 3 is just our normal reading comprehension. The difference is we
Sir.
Yes.
Cikgu Faiza tu raise her hand.
Tadi saya bagi dia jawab, dia tak nak cakap pun. Saya dah cakap dah, Faiza, do you have anything to say? She kept quiet.
I'm sorry. I was supposed to start the answers.
Kan, jadi Faiza buanglah dia punya raise hand tu, tekan balik tangan tu dia hilang. Kan
Okay,
dia
oh,
hilang.
sorry.
It's okay, tak apa Faiza. Alright, now, so reading comprehension, what is different from our old reading comprehension? Okay, now we are supposed to read a text of about 700 words. The extract can come from a novel or magazine. Itu contoh je, it can come from the internet and so on. Again, sama juga, we try not to use factual text. Factual text ni dia ada time bound. Kadang-kadang masa tu betul, and then after some years it become wrong fact and so on, kan. So kita ada 8 question. Now, what are the testing focus? First, biasalah, reading comprehension mesti understand main point ataupun the gist. Okay. Second, understand specific details and information. Nanti cikgu tengok listening pun sama juga. Dia ada 3 je, main 3. Tapi reading dia ada lain sikit. Kalau reading dengan listening, the basic 3 testing item will be main point, specific detail and vocabulary, unfamiliar words. Itu basic for reading and listening. Okay, and then the fourth one, yang ni yang soalannya paling susah lah nanti. Recognize with little or no support the attitude or opinion of the writer. The attitude and the opinion of the writer. So when we come up with this type of question, our student must understand adjective lah, and then you know this is the attitude or the opinion of the writer. Alright, next. Unraise the hand. Okay. Now, this is how the layout of the test will be. We are hoping and praying that yang part 2 tadi, the stimulus will be on the left, the question will be on the right. Same as part 3. Hopefully lembaga will put the text on the left, the question on the right. So tak adalah budak kita perlu flip. But can that happen at our level? Do we have the money or will our principal allow us to do this? Kalau kita buat ni silap bulan ada banyak kertas kosong. I do not know how this will happen at national level. Hopefully our students will get this type of layout for part 3. Alright, second, there will be 2 columns. Third, no paragraph number, no line number. So our students have to be very clear that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. Okay. And then it doesn't mean all paragraph must be tested, but you must read every paragraph. Boleh kan? Not all paragraph will be tested, but you must read all paragraph. Why? I will explain in a while. Okay. Now, let's look at the first 2 questions. The first 2 questions comes from paragraph 2 and 3. So, nothing is tested in paragraph 1. It's okay. But why must you read paragraph 1? You will see later on the last question. All the paragraph are related and they will help you to answer the last question. Sebab itu, our student must read from the beginning until the end. Okay. So cikgu cuba buat sekejap. Jangan risau, part 5 yang paling senang sekali. Part 3 ni tak juga senang.
Looking again,
part 4 pun lagi susah. Cuba.
I would be sitting, watching.
answer. Jangan lambat sangat. Cikgu takkan baca lambat sangat ni. Okay. Again, you will see that, our question, the word level is B2 below. Okay. I have checked this part. Paragraph 2, the only word that is of a higher level is the word X. Pelik kan? Agaknya this European, because nowadays
In
they
paragraph 3, what
use
does the writer
all
say
this
about her
electronic
mother's
gadget.
character?
They don't see
It
they don't
was
see X
the
anymore.
scarring
So
values.
when we
She was conscious, she was
use
concerned.
the framework, to them X is a high level word, but to us X is normal because we still use X. And so CFR is partly cultural bias lah. But we have used them, it's okay. There's some good things out of CFR, especially for writing nanti. Writing bagus CFR, but reading, wow, it will be quite difficult. Okay. 19B, 19C, 20D. Tengok. Antara cikgu pun ada dia punya differences. Okay, let's see. The answer for 19 is B. The answer for D is 20. Baik. Let's go back. Why is the answer B, not C?
What the heck?
So here, remember, it says, why does writer use the phrase happily watching her in action? Yes, it is testing a phrase. However, at the same time, when you read the option, you must understand details also. Yang tu yang menyebabkan dia susah sikit. Tapi tak apa. Now let's see why is the answer B, not C. We go from D and then we look at A. D, she found her mother routine amazing. There's no evidence from that paragraph to suggest that she found her mother routine amazing. No word with a shadow of doubt or whatever, tak ada. Okay. C, she admired her mother's cooking skill. There's no mention of cooking skill at all. Mana cooking skill dia? So what are skills? It's here is just more of more or less apa orang kata, what will she do? Chopping wood and then set up fire. That's all. Selalu dah cook. The food gave off a delicious aroma. Okay. B, why is B the answer? She felt contented. Contented means happy. To be her mother. Actually, look at the sentence where we are supposed to read. Mom would start her busy daily routine in the kitchen while I would be sitting happily watching her in action. She was just there minding her own business, but she likes to be with her mother. Macam some of us lah, when our children were young, they just want to be around us. That's all. Sama lah macam ni. So the answer is B, not C. Tak apa cikgu. Tapi 20 betul, semua orang dapat. She was determined to put food on the table. Good. Now, let's look at the next two paragraphs. Cikgu, Dr. Zuraini, kalau ada benda tambah. You are my equal.
Yola, you are doing great. Now I am following every single thing that and tips that you are sharing with us.
Okay. You are my equal. Tolong jangan senyap-senyap je. Kalau saya buat salah, if you want to add, go ahead. Sebab you have the kind of students we have here in JJ lah. Except for InTouch lah. Okay, now jawab ni. Remember the way we build item, we will use a lot of substitution or we rephrase ideas. So our students need to have that particular skill. They need good vocabulary. They need to read a lot and know how things can be expressed differently. That's the only thing that happened in this item tau. Itu saja. Nak kata susah sangat pun tak ada. So bila kita tunjuk pada budak kita, lah dia kata senangnya. But they have to build on the vocabulary lah. Itu sajalah. Kalau tak ada sampai bila pun tak boleh. Majlis pelancaran kempen Jalur Gemilang. Oh tak payahlah, sekolah dah buat dah. 3 petang secara Google Meet. Tak perlu. Sudah buat. 21D Nadiatul Fatihah. From which school for Nadia? 22B. Okay, DB. DB. From where? Nadiatul Fatihah dari sekolah mana?
SMK Duma.
SMK Duma. Okay. Bunyi-bunyi orang muda tu. Alright, let's check So the answer for 21 and 22 are DB. Bagus. Jadi tak payah terangkan dah sebab dah betul semua. Cikgu dah betul. I know. But kalau budak kita kena cakap, why is answer 21D? They live in a cramped place. If they read, life did not improve much as all 6 of us were forced to huddle in a rented room. So when you huddle, that means you have to be close together. That means, and then think, one room, 6 of them. So they live in a cramped place. Jadi kalau budak yang sekolah yang ada rugby, budak intens dia tahulah huddle. Huddle, rapat-rapat. Okay. Alright. Now let's look at the last 4. This is the main challenge. 2 paragraph, 4 question. Wah, kacau ni. And we look at the last question. What is the purpose of the writer writing this article? So when you're talking about purpose, paragraph 1 up to the last paragraph need to be read because they are all related. Remember, an essay will be, they will have one central theme. Every paragraph will have one topic sentence. Everything must go back to the central theme. So this is where we test our student. The purpose of the writers writing this article. Kalau cikgu salah pun saya tak marah sebab it's not that easy. Kalau betul, Alhamdulillah. Jadi kita, when we go through the question, then we know what difficulty our student are going through. Tadi kalau misalnya kata kita baru dapat soalan, senang je Pak. Jadi kita tengok, kita then we ask ourselves, how come they can score easily? Cuba tengok soalan. Adakah word spotting? Adakah soalan dia too direct? Then we know, okay, we need to change the wording of the sentence. We need to make the options less obvious for the students. Less obvious what? Less obvious as the wrong answer. Less obvious as the correct answer. So everything is actually covered ataupun camouflage by the word choice we made. Jadi word choice itulah yang membuatkan soalan susah. Sebab itu soalan reading ni number 1 up to 40 semua hot question for our weaker student lah. Tapi tak apa. Okay, Eti Abdul Rahman. Nama pendek ni susah betul aku nak tahu. Ni perempuan bahasa ni. CCBA. CCBA. Come on the others. You are fast reader, Eti Abdul Rahman. Thank you very much. Very confident. CCBA. Faizah, BCBB. BCBB, CCBA. Okay, Faizah. Next. Come on. Mana orang intens ni? Ada orang intens dipanggil uncle. Uncle nak tanyalah daripada tu my niece. Can you answer? Sorry tak boleh, tak apa. DZ, I have a niece in this group.
Oh, your niece?
Yes, dia panggil I uncle.
Oh,
My KP pun kadang-kadang panggil I uncle. Jahat betul dia ni. Ni
tak apalah, Uncle Handsome.
iyalah tu. Uncle dah nak pencin. Okay, CCBA, CDAA. Alright. So we have about 4 people answering. Let's see whether you are right or wrong. The answer is BCBA. Faiza, BCBB. You're almost there. Eti, CCBA. B salah. Okay, so kita ada masalah dengan nombor 23 dengan soalan nombor 26. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go back to the question. Number 23 and 26. Number 23. What effect did moving to the new apartment have? So we probably get the answer from the 6th paragraph, kan? Okay, sudah baca-baca dia kata, it made mom want to return to their old home. Do you think that's the right answer? Sure, tak boleh kan? Sebab you go to a new apartment, unless your old home is good, then you want to go back lah. Tak ada lah. It meant that providing food was no longer problematic. Okay, that's the answer, right? Okay. It encouraged dad to spend more time with the family. Okay, sebab ada orang jawab C. Now let's look at where dad comes in. Memang B there is the right answer. Sebab apa? We now had a large kitchen and most importantly a gas stove. For mom, all those years of chopping wood and carrying coal home were over. The spontaneous rush of gas which now burst forth at the turn of the knob must have come as a great relief. Cooking became so much more enjoyable. So, providing food is no longer a problem. Tapi kenapa C not the answer? Look at the sentence where dad comes in. Mom looked even happier when dad started to help in the kitchen. Okay, dad even accompanied her on shopping sprees. There's no real mention that dad spend more time with the family. Maybe once in a while dad help in the kitchen. Do your husband do that? Okay, lain lah cikgu Anwar, dia yang masak. Okay, and where's the evidence that shows dad even accompanied her on shopping spree a lot of time? No. So this is what our students must know. Is there conclusive evidence to support our choice of answers? The answer is no. Tak cukup. Okay. The last question. What is the purpose of the writer writing this article? Kita tahu A the answer. Kita tengok daripada D pula. To show the beautiful relationship between her and her parents. There's no mention her interaction with her parents. Tak ada. Zero. To look back at how her dad worked hard for the family. The mention of the dad working from paragraph 1 to paragraph 7. No, not really. The dad is not the center idea, not the central idea at all. So dad ni out. Between relationship between her family, no, not every single paragraph is talking about relationship between her family. Tak ada. Wrong. B, to recall how she faced difficulties in her life. No, it's not about her. It's more about to share precious memories of her mother. How her mother. Ada gangguan apa Tengku?
Tak. Tanya nombor 24. Why the answer?
24. Why preparing
it's more towards C compared to B?
Okay. Why have preparing meals become more pleasurable for mom? Why C? Why not B? Kita apa terbalik? Mana jawapan yang patutnya apa?
Jawapan je C kan? B, C, B, A.
B, C, B, A. Okay.
Sebab tengok dekat sentence.
Why not B? Why C? Okay. Trying out new recipes gave her joy. Okay. Mana resepi? Mana data resepi? Where does the
cooking became so much more enjoyable that she bought any new recipe books and tried them all. Compare yang related to the second sentence, kenapa C?
Okay,
I mean,
we do not know for sure that trying out new recipe gave her joy. Where is the joy? Cuma cooking is enjoyable. The recipes doesn't say that it gives her joy. But in that paragraph, for sure, using the gas stove make cooking simpler. But it's a good distractor. Jadi kalau you rasa lain kali bila buat item, this is a possible key. You have to reword it so that it will not be the right answer. I agree with you in that sense. Yes, it's good. It's a good possible answer. Tapi it's a very attractive answer. Sebab you nampak ada. Tapi where is the evidence that conclusively the recipe give her joy? She tried them all, but it might not be a joy to her, because all people at the end of the day, they will go back to what they enjoy. And you try new recipe, they are not enjoyable, because sometimes you fail, sometimes you say, I don't like this. But the whole paragraph, yes, give us the idea that the cooking with the gas stove, it makes cooking simpler. She did not have to cut the wood or the coal, carry out whatever lah kan yang she did before this. Itu saja. But you are right. This is a very good option atau distractor. Kalau you rasa it's too close, make sure when you edit, add something so that it will not be a possible key. So to us, it's not a possible key because there's no evidence that the new recipe gave her joy. Okay. Another state, what understand from the paragraph, she enjoys cooking, that she buys new recipe books, but the new recipes might not give her joy. Kan ada orang dia cuba, alamak, tak best, tak jadi.
Sir, I think the answer because this is somewhat become confused with the option, because for me, I agree with the answer C, because when we have to look at the previous experience of the mother, the process of preparing the meal is a tough job, because she has to chop firewood, she has to carry the coal home. So when they have this gas stove, the process becomes simpler.
Yes,
so,
yes.
That's the thing.
Now, go back to the question. You just say, why had preparing meals become more pleasurable? It's not about recipes. The preparation of meals is the process of preparing meals. So it's actually going back to having a gas stove. Tapi then when we have this discussion, that means lembaga have prepared a very good distractor that is very attractive to many students. And this is our why our job as builder is difficult. That frankly speaking, you boleh tanya Dr. Zuraini, inilah yang kita menghadapinya. Pergi tu buat, dia dah siap, tapi bila jumpa panel, kedebum, tapi kita terima je lah, because we are not 100% expert. We build our own item, we don't see the floor, but when you have a lot of eyes looking, you ask question, then okay, it will make the item better. Tapi bagus. Ada soalan itu, maksudnya you are thinking. Any other question?
Mr. Anwar, I think the reason given by Cikgu Zanaria is very good. Okay, what I understand from the paragraph, the mother enjoys cooking. That is why she bought the new recipe books, not because of the recipe books or the new recipes that she enjoyed cooking. Okay, congratulations, Cikgu Zanaria, you have come up with a very good reason there.
Dizek, itulah Aimanis. Nanti dia marah, Uncle janganlah cakap. Biasalah. Okay, now part 4. We have about 40 minutes. Let's look at part 4. Now part 4 is what we call the gap text. At first I thought this question will be difficult, but after delivering to many students and teachers, I see this as not as difficult as it seems. Yang paling susah memang tetap part 2. This is actually easier dah. So bila our counterpart our friends lah, my Zizek and my friends dekat Terengganu, they only did a module on part 4 and 5. I think they should think again and look for part 2, even part 1 for the state punya module. Okay. What's the difference between our gap text dengan Cambridge punya gap text? Sama, Cambridge punya gap text ada 6 blank item atau 6 sentences being taken out, but they are quite lenient in the sense they only have 1 distractor. Lembaga ni tu, Malaysia boleh, kita ada 2 distractor. That's why our task is more difficult than the Cambridge. Saya dah tengok dah, I've checked the Cambridge paper on gap text. They only have 1 distractor. Tapi kita di Malaysia boleh, we have 2 distractors. So it's more challenging for our students. Tak apa. Alright. So the student have to read a text of about 350 to 470 words. Okay. And to make it simple, we need 7 paragraph. Kenapa we need 7 paragraph? Nanti saya tunjuk you. From which 6 sentences have been removed and placed in jumble order after the text. Candidate decide from where in the text the sentence have been removed. Yang ini saya ambil daripada video reading yang Cambridge bagi. So this is not mine. Saya ambil, saya keluarkan balik sebab kadang-kadang orang tengok video tapi dia lupa. Okay. And then testing focus. Kalau you tengok lebih kurang sama je macam part 2. Main point ada, specific detail ada, unfamiliar words ada, yang paling itu yang last kali lah. Recognize with little or no support typical features of word, sentence and text level. But I can tell you, if your candidate or even you as teachers, you know how to write, you know how to teach this question. I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay. How to tackle gap text? Senang aja sebenarnya. First, read the entire passage from start to finish. Why? You want to get the general idea. Remember that? Super macam tadi. General idea. And you must understand every paragraph should have 1 topic sentence followed by supporting details and or maybe not an ending for the paragraph. You see that pattern? It will help you to do this quite easily. Second, read the sentences that have been pulled out from the passage. Okay, dia akan bagi 8 option, 2 are distractors. And then go back to the passage and read the sentences that come before and after the missing sentence. Sebenarnya inilah dia punya main tip. These sentences will help you figure out what ideas come before and after. So kebanyakan kalau kita tengok yang dikeluarkan ialah supporting details. Supporting details. So if you understand paragraphing, supporting details ni dia patutnya ada juga order. There's order in the supporting details. We should come first, we should come second. Baik. Number 4. Pay special attention to pronouns, tenses, adverbs, subject verb agreement when choosing a paragraph for the missing section. So, what is cohesion in a paragraph? The pronoun should be the correct pronoun. Kalau you talk about a female, the pronoun will be she, her, he, hers. If you talk about tenses, if the paragraph is written in the past tense, all the sentence should be in the past tense. However, if the paragraph starts with a past tense, but it ended with present, that means you know, one is the narration, one is the habitual, something that is true until now. Okay, itu yang kena faham tu. Adverb, all those transition word, nanti kita tengok. Subject verb agreement, that also will help. Tapi yang I tengok, so far, I look at tenses, I look at adverbs, subject verb agreement tak berapa sangat, I look at the sentence come before and after. Okay. In the missing paragraph, identify contrasting statement. Ini ada. If after the blank is but, so negative. That means what comes before but must be something positive. That's what it means by contrasting statement. So go back to the passage and find sentences that indicate a transition is coming. But the transition lah. Kan? Nanti bila kita besok kita cerita pasal writing, but is a transition. Okay. After you have placed all the sentences into the gaps, go back and read the passage to see if it sounds right. If not, locate which paragraph sounds out of place. You don't have to start with the first gap. Start with the easiest gap first and work your way up to the hardest one. Right. This is your question. And again, we hope it will be side by side. Text on the left, question on the right. Saya pun tak tahulah. Memang berdoa sangat. Tanyalah siapa cikgu yang mengajar. Dan dah tahu, we hope this will happen. The text on the left, the question on the right. Baik. Now, forget about the text first. Kalau tak, tapi kalau tak, kita tengok dulu. Tengok ada 7 paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraph. First paragraph memang tak test. We don't test 7 paragraph. Why? So that the students will get a general idea what the text is all about. And if you notice all our text, kita ada apa? We have title. Because the title is actually we will tie everything up together. So this, if I'm not mistaken, part 2 tadi ada pangolin, tadi part 3 pun ada, di part 4 pun ada title. So do this when we come up with our item. So kalau you tengok 27 ada 1, 28 1, 29 memang tak boleh buat last paragraph, last sentence of the paragraph, because or else we do not have anything to look for after the blank. So it must be in the middle. And if you read very carefully, they are all supporting details saja. Supporting details. A paragraph start with the topic sentence followed by supporting details, and it can end with ending a sentence or not. Jadi kalau kita tengok nombor 7 dia ada ending sentence. This set the tone for the future activities. Okay, bagus. Alright. Now, look at the option. Look at the option. If we look at the option, we have B and H. Dua-dua ada adverb. Now, surprisingly. Okay. We look at A and E. They both started with we. So tak adalah odd one out. And then if we look at a present, I am more confident. Lepas tu lagi satu mana? Yang present. We should listen to views and eyes of people. So these two are present tense sentences. The rest we have all past tense. We learn. So I ada apa? I really tried. I also shared. I was pushed. Everybody pun ada the pair. So actually this is a very good example of option where you have distractors. Tak adalah one odd one out. We tahu ni mesti jawapan dia. Hopefully this is what we can do. So baca dulu. Okay, we tengok, okay, ada 2 present, ada 6 past tense. Okay, ada 2 gunakan we, ada 4 gunakan I, ada 2 gunakan everyone. Okay. Now, ada 2 gunakan adverb. Alright. Let's try the first 3. That's why let's try with the first 3. Cuba buat je. Dapat tak? Dia mesti ada clue dia. The sentences before and after.
Payah sangat.
Come on cikgu, cuba cepat. Jangan risau. Please understand the pattern of a paragraph. A paragraph starts with a topic sentence, followed by supporting details, and will end with concluding sentence. That is the basic pattern of a paragraph. For paragraph 2, we look at everything in the paragraph. It should be in the past tense. So your sentence must be in the past tense. Itu nampak jelas. Because the sentence after that we had no choice. So that particular sentence must be the past tense. Must be in past tense. Sorry. Paragraph 3. Suddenly we look at the last sentence. This knowledge is something to be shared with the new prefect. Oh, so what is the knowledge? So that is the keyword. What is the knowledge? And then we have idea of new prefect. Who are new prefects in our school? We have the idea of difficult situation. Apa benda tu? And then for paragraph 4, we see that, okay, this approach is. So again, what does this suggest to us? What is an approach from all the 8 options? What sentence suggests an approach? Cikgu, cepat cikgu. Takkan tak ada seorang pun dapat. Alamak, dah 3:49. Where are my star performer? Faizah, where are you Faizah? Syafiqah. Apa IT? Oh, dah ada dah. Siapa ni? Azira 27D. C, ATCC. Humaira kata H. Wow. DBA Nazrul Hani binti Muhammad Taharim. Adik Cik Sida ke ni? Nur Fatin DEA. No, sorry. Okay, tak apa. Takut juga kan kutuk dia kan ada orang sampaikan pesanan. Tak payahlah. Alright, now Nur Farahin Yahya DBA. So the right answers are DBA. Okay. Kita tengok balik. Where are the contextual clues? Baik, kita patah balik. Ke soalan. Ini antara clue yang ada tapi sebenarnya banyak lagi. Kita tengok nombor 27. Okay. The camp activities were creatively designed to motivate and boost our confidence. That is a topic sentence. Followed by supporting details. For example, during the speak easy activity, we were encouraged to reveal our secrets and innermost feelings. Sebab kita ada orang bagi soalan jawapan sebagai H kan. Kenapa bukan H? Kenapa D? To our horror, the facilitators made it compulsory for everyone to participate. Dah lah horror, takkan everybody volunteered. It doesn't make sense. When you are going to a horrific event, not everybody will volunteer to go first. Jadi, it's a good distractor lah. It's a good distractor. So, you are going to face a horrifying activity, and then the right sentence that should go there is, I was pushed out of my comfort zone. Remember, this is not about everybody at the camp. It's only about this particular candidate. That's why, being a school prefect, I have often helped other students. This is talking about his or her involvement in the camp. That's why 27D is the most appropriate answer. Okay. And then we had no choice. Itu masalah comfort zone. No choice. Okay. Number 28. Number 28. The next activity was something I've been looking forward to. Topic center. It was a workshop on how to deal with disciplinary cases in the safest way possible. Okay. The hands-on activity taught me how to deal with this sort of difficult situation. Okay. So, what is the difficult situation? What is the difficult situation? So, kalau kita baca B yang ada, problems of behavior, itu difficult situation. And then it followed by this knowledge. What knowledge? Addressing problems of behavior is something to be shared with the new prefects. The new prefects refer to junior students. Okay. And lastly, 29. The activity that had the most impact on me dealt with learning not to judge others based on looks or position. Which of the 8 suggests that that is what you should not do? Judge others by looks or position. And then that it is an approach. So the answer is A. We should listen to the views and ideas of all people. That is the approach. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Setuju? Ke ada nak bangkang? Boleh, tak ada masalah. Bangkang boleh. Saya ada jawapan, insyaAllah. Alright, now. Last three. Cepatnya. Dah dapat jawapan. FEC. Okeylah, dah buang DBA. Tinggal CEFGH. Okay. Azira Razli dah dapat jawapan. FEC. So is it more easier for you now once you know how to use the clues from the sentence before and the sentence after? Baik. Nombor 30 kita ada but. But is contrasting. Dalam saya punya tips sudah ada. So you kata F. Why F? Sebab you nampak, I really tried to focus on all the positive. You are right. There were also some other enjoyable experiences during my short stint at the camp. Okay, blank. But the truth was, I actually got homesick. So before that, you try to focus on all the positive. Macam ni lah petang ni, kena paksa dengan pengetua kan, join PLC Bahau. So minta maaf lah kan, saya nak buat untuk daerah tapi daerah tak nak. Okay. Alright, and then 31. Memang jawapan dia lah, jawapan dia memang betul FEC. Okay, let's go back to the text. I was especially impressed with the camp facilitators who led the session. Okay. They were always approachable and helpful in ensuring that all the activities were fun, apart from giving us practical tips that could be useful in many aspects. So there are the tips. Blank, this would be an advantage to us not only now, but when we step into the working world. So what useful tips that what useful practical tips that you can use now and when you step into the working world? So the answer satu je. We learn about time management and how to handle stress effectively. And the last one, the leadership camp is a great way to gain skills necessary for dealing with real life situation. Okay. blank, credit must be given to the great way the leadership camp was organised. Okay. Apa yang boleh masuk dekat tu? Ini ending ni. What's the ending? And then the ending tu, is in present. Credit must be given to the way the leadership camp was organised. It should be recommended to everyone who inspired to be leaders. Semua ni lebih dalam present tense je. Daripada mula sampai habis semua dalam present tense. Leadership camp is a great way to gain skills. So the only sentence yang boleh masuk ialah apa? Apa? Ya ke? Apa jawapan dia? C. C. Wait, sorry, saya ulang balik. Yang ni saya salah cakap ni. Okay, skills dulu. Dia patutnya lah skills. What skills? They get necessary skills to the real life situation. So, what skills they learn? How they behave and how they treat people. So, itulah dia punya clue dia. Okay. Saya tadi mungkin saya silap explain. It's the skills, necessary skills. So what is a skill? And then the credit. When you want to give credit to what? What credit can you give to the facilitators? You see a huge change in how they behave and treat people. Baik, ada soalan? Oh, senyap. Tak ada soalan, kita teruskan dengan the last part. Boleh balik cepat sikit. Tak adalah cepat sikit. Cukup-cukup masa lah, 15 minit lagi. Okay, now. Our matching info transfer is actually basically the same with our info T for 2020. Ada slight difference saja. Sedikit je difference. Tak banyak. Okay. So, there will be 8 items. Dulu 10, sekarang 8. Various input types with a total word count of no more than 370 words. Okay. Tasks could include completion of notes, diagram, matching tasks, and short answer question. Saya rasa tak ada short answer question dah. It's only one word je. That's about this paper has no examiner. Sebab itu kita tak ada latihan untuk reading examiner. So hopefully there's only one right answer saja. Tak apa. So the testing focus sama dengan part 4. Exactly sama je. Saya copy balik je. Okay. Now, this is our challenge. Our challenge is dia akan range ni lah. You ada 6 interviews ke, 6 review ke, semua ada 6. Why? 4 question. Kalau ada 5, only 1 distractor. Kita ni Malaysia boleh. So 4 question, 6 distractors. But it's not that difficult. If our student have good vocabulary. Contohnya, dia kata from paragraph A to F, describe the following experience of community service. Mark your answer on a separate sheet, separate answer sheet. Dia cuma nak A, B, C, D, E, F, itu saja. Okay. Statement, I did not enjoy the work initially. So when you read the interview, which interview give you the idea that this person did not enjoy the work initially? You will not find the work enjoy in the text. Work pun tak ada, initially pun tak ada. So this is our challenge. When you come up with this kind of statement, make sure you rephrase what appear in the interview. The second challenge is make sure there's no 2 interview that will give you the same answer. Itu je lah. Jadi kalau kita dah buat item and we don't test our item, this will happen. This will happen. Itu yang banyak berlaku tu. Bila kita buat info T dulu, main buat, nampak face value cantik. Tapi tengok word spotting. Tengok double T. We do not want that to happen. Alright. I organize my work myself. So rephrase. What word can you use for organizing? What about myself? Myself alone lah. Atau the idea of doing it alone. Okay. I sympathize. So what word can you use for sympathize? What type of sentence showing that you are sympathizing with this person? With the unfortunate in my area. Unfortunate. Okay. And then I get input to have a better understanding of the world. Ini saja dia punya challenge. First lah, choosing the right text for our student. Ingat, our student SPM candidate umur 17. So the area that we can test should be around their level, what they are interested, and within our 4 team of in our syllabus. Itu satu. And then hopefully there's no overlap lah. Itu saja yang kita takut. Takut nanti alamak ada 2 possible answer. If you see there's 2 possible answer, either you change your statement or you change whatever in the second possible answer tu, dia punya statement. So that's why doing info T is not that easy. You kena ada orang yang test, cari ada tak another possible answer. Is there another answer? Tak ada. Alhamdulillah. Okay, cari ada tak distractor. Okay, ada tak distractor. So that is the difficulty. That is our challenge when we build this type of question. Okay, apa jawapan dia? Tunggu. Cepat je ni, semua boleh jawab ni. Sebab siapa dapat BFAC. Azira ni mesti budak muda ni kan. Cepat dia jawab. Jawapan dia betul tak? BFAC. Fantastic. So the statement says did not work initially. But in the interview, you will see this phrase. I wasn't very enthusiastic. Tengok budak kita yang vocabulary remah macam mana buat. I organized my work by myself. There are 2 sentences from the interview showing that I set up this alone for a few months, and then one day I hope my classmates will join me. That's the clue for that particular answer. Okay, 35A, the unfortunate in my areas refer to a few poor families. Better understanding of the world. Okay, understanding of the world, lessons and useful something lah. Itu saja. Baik. And the last one. Yang ini sebenarnya mudah. Dia macam info T dulu. Only one right answer, and the word must come from the stimulus. And actually, if our candidate can answer part 2 easily, they know language collocation, they can do this. Jadi untuk cikgu yang ni senang je. You can already predict which word can be put in the blank, and then you just have to look for the word in the text. Itu saja. Cuba cikgu buat. Azira mesti buat cepat je. Saya dah ditinggalkan oleh orang pejabat, tinggal saya seorang kat sekolah. Okay. What's the answer? No wrong spelling. Because I think this paper will be marked by LP score. Dia pakai digital. Hopefully tak ada masalah. Tengok budak muda ni. Shelter, entertain, party, meaningful. Tak payah cari, you boleh agak dah perkataan ni. Those who are interested in working with animals could help out at where do you find animals? Farm, shelter, zoo, basic. So farm tak ada, shelter ada, sap masuk, cantiknya. For senior citizen, it is useful to think of ways to what must you do for them? What are other possible things that you can do for them? So cari. Oh, entertain, ada entertain. Senior citizen tak ada satu je kan. C, old folks home. So that's the only word that can fit in. Helping children is about making them happy. Celebrating birthdays by having, what do you do when you have birthday? When you have birthday, what do you do? Party. Kan benda-benda gitu. So having parties, takkan having dinner mungkin. Kalau ada dinner, berhati-hati. Kalau ada word dinner, then there are double key. Understand? There are double keys. Okay. Try not to think big. Do something that will make the life of the needy more. How do you help them? Their life become more what? And happy. So Azira has given us the right answer. Okay. Finish. Any question? Cikgu, ada soalan tanya. Saya punya presentation dah habis. Masa pun tinggal 7 minit. Alhamdulillah. Kalau cikgu ada jawapan, ada soalan, kita isi 7 minit tu. Kalau tak ada, kita dah boleh balik.
Cik Anwar.
Yes. Itu saya biasa dengar suara tu.
Raihan.
Tahu, dengar suara pun tahu.
Regarding the matching section,
Yes.
part 5 tu kan.
Yes.
For the matching part, does the student have to write the letter A, B, C or the name? For example, if dia keluar tu person ke apa kan, do they have to write?
Yang ni yang kita risau ni. Sebab sekarang ni kalau benda tu will be marked by a computer, a supercomputer. The question asks for paragraph. So paragraph tu A, B, C, D kan. Ini yang kita kena ajar budak kita. So do not give what is not required. Do not give what is not required. So our job now is to not only help them understand how to answer the question, faham rubrik apa jawapan kita nak. So they can tulis A, B, C, D tu je sampai F. Okay. Inang kau kat mana kau pakai mask ni? Kat rumah tak pakai mask lah. Kecuali dalam tu ada ramai orang yang lain daripada kau. Aduh. Ina Razak. Ya Allah. Okay, any other question? Good question, Good question. Remember, I said this again and again. There are no stupid question. Only stupid people who do not want to ask question. Why? If you do not know anything, if you don't ask, you will be stupid until you get the answer. Saya ni garang sikit dalam in that sense I'm very blunt lah. So please ask question. To me there are no stupid question, okay, that you will ask me. Dia Dr. Zraini dia tak ada soalan kan, dia tanya I PM tepi je. Dia selalu PM tepi je. Okay, any other question? Hebat semua ni. Nanti kalau dah hebat semua, okay, semua dah hebat, bila kena buat item janganlah nanti Alif, mana Alif? Alif, cikgu intest tu. Alif kan nama kan? Apa nama penuh dia?
Yes.
Muhammad Alif Ifwat.
Yeah.
He will be the main editor for JJ, not me. I am the editor for the state. Tapi itulah, bila dah jadi dekat JJ pun nanti Alif akan tanya saya juga. But hopefully
I will. Sure, I will.
you have done a good job. His job is not that difficult. But if you do a bad job, you send to him, like I said, PDF, you don't type correctly, and susah kita nak edit. But you people never ask regarding the source. Kita tak ada source dah, tak ada masalah. You can adapt. Mana ada kita punya tu ada minta taken from star, semua tak ada. You can adapt. Okay. So it's that's the way. Jangan gunakan nama sebenar. Semua adapt. So last week, one of the JUD tanya, this is material adaptation. Yes, material adaptation. So tak payah cakap source tak payah. Jangan ambil ciplak. Macam reading comprehension ni, you have to do a lot of editing. Kalau siapa yang tak biasa do a lot of editing, tak pernah membaca, itulah masalah dia. So dia ambil je teks, alamak, dah 800. So how do you reduce to 700? Itu semua perlukan skill. Okay, hopefully whatever you have taken out doesn't interfere with the whole story, doesn't interfere with your paragraphing. Okay, ada soalan lain? Tak ada baiknya. Saya risau juga bila tak ada orang tanya-tanya ni. I see, this is my worry. Macam you lah. When your students do not ask you question, you don't know what they don't know, you don't know what they know. Tapi I have to think positive. I think my explanation was quite clear, and I hope and I've shown you a lot of ways to tackle the question. You are clearer lah. Oh, Zaidi cakap, lah kawan Dan ni, mana Dan punya keripik ni? Zaidi cakap, we need time to digest. True, okay. Sleep on it. I will send to you this PDF through my ever hardworking KP, Puan Nuhila. So nanti dia bagi, you boleh go over there tu. Okay. Tak payah share dengan orang lain. Dr. Zuraini dia lain. Dia ada lesen besar dengan saya. Dia lain.
I baru je nak cakap, send to Kota Baru kan.
Itu lain. Dia lain, dia punya lesen besar. Okay. Okay, jadi saya harap and tomorrow we'll be doing writing. Okay. So prepare your question lah. Tapi saya rasa tak ada question lah rasanya. Saya pun I've seen my presentation of the paper. Saya pula kena reduce saya punya slide. Takut terlebih banyak. Tapi walaupun mungkin I did not speak on some of the slide, but the slides yang additional tu, they will explain paragraphing. So when you know how to write, you know how to read. When you know how to read, you know how to write. They are actually together. Dan I have to reiterate the importance of reading for CFR. Sebab reading is a must for all skill. Mana taknya, you want to write, you have to understand the rubric. So kena pandai reading. You want to do your speaking, you don't understand what you read pun tak boleh. Kan? Speaking and listening, you don't understand the question, langsung lah. And like I said, our paper is so hot because we use a lot of substitution of vocabulary, ways to express things. Jadi kita ni walaupun orang kata lah senang lah tu kan, objektif je, tembak memang tembak memang senang. And don't worry, saya pun semalam bermesyuarat dengan pengarah sebab sekolah saya masuk dalam sekolah yang bottom 14 lah agaknya, task force SPM. Tapi I question the credibility of the SIC Plus to come and help us in school, whereby they do not even know the syllabus, they don't even know the testing format, they don't even know how to mark. Jadi harap dia datang bawa lah benda yang baik. Kalau dia coach tak apa, kalau cari salah nak mentor, wrong. They cannot mentor you because they do not have the skills. I can mentor you, I can coach you. They can only coach you unless they have gone through my session over and over and over again, and they mark the paper, or they have tried and teach all the skills to our student. They can mentor. Kalau tidak, tell them shut up, don't mentor you, but they can coach you. Tak berani cakap, saya berani. Nanti saya akan cakap dalam mesyuarat PPD. Dengan pengarah pun saya cakap, kan, kita ni bila when it comes to English, banyak orang marah kita, kan. Okay, they don't understand what we are going through. Sekarang ni kita ada 4 papers, 4 skills. Like I said earlier, 15 component of sub-skill. Kalau kita tambah dengan genre, kita ada 18 different type of lessons to teach. Kalau you nak selesaikan 18 session tu dalam 1 bulan, tak tercapai. Jadi, like I said earlier, we have to be very clever, very smart in how we deal with listening, how we deal with speaking, so that we can have more time for our reading, writing. Speaking ni jangan buang. Tapi ada sebulan tu, mungkin speaking 2 kali je. Part 2 dengan part 3. Tapi reading kita banyak. Okay, Alif nak jawab. Nak cakap Alif.
Oh, sorry. Basically, saya tertekan, but yeah, I do have a question. Maybe other teachers also might have something to ask lah regarding item building ni lah. So, about building the item, right? You
Yes.
said, we can adapt, like we can take articles from somewhere to adapt with the questions and all. But is it possible if let's say I use the books, like the practical book that I might buy somewhere at the shop, and then I might use those contexts and then those stimulus, and then I create own questions.
Yes, boleh. Sekarang ini kita that is what material adaptation is. You find something in the market. Okay, you like the subject matter. Okay, you like the stimulus, but you see the question is stupid, the option is totally too easy. So you adapt. Jangan ambil sebiji stimulus pun, tukar tempat, tukar nama, tukar nombor telefon. Pandai-pandai lah, itu dinamakan material adaptation. You boleh tukar nama, kalau dia cakap dekat Johor, kau pergilah Selangor. Kalau dia kata nombor telefon dia 12345, kau letaklah 8888, pandai-pandai. Diskaun dia 5%, kau letaklah 20%. So they cannot say you are wrong. Sebab sometimes when you look at the option, ada benda you boleh tukar, ada dekat dia punya stimulus, ada benda you boleh tambah. You kata dia punya stimulus ni not used at all in the option, so I want to take this part away. Bagus. But I kata, if I want to come up with this particular distractor, I need this option, this information, tambah. So that is what you do. You add, you deduct, semua sekali lah. Itu saja. Dia sebenarnya memang bukan tak boleh pinjam, tapi itulah dalam pasaran banyak soalan dia ada flaw. Bukan flaw dia mungkin daripada stimulus. Okay, stimulus dia mungkin boleh pakai, tukar dia punya wording, tukar benda-benda gitulah. Tapi option dia, soalan dia. So remember part 1, you boleh tanya apa tadi? I gave you gist, main idea, detail, writer's opinion, writer's attitude, vocabulary. Okay, a vocabulary question is difficult because if you do not have to read the stimulus and you can find the answer, so it's a very stupid question. Tak payah buat. Dia nama reading paper. So you must read the question, the stimulus to get the answer. Jadi kalau tak perlu baca stimulus, baca soalan, tengok option boleh jawab. So that's not a good item. That's why not everybody can be item builders. And kalau dia kata alah senang jadi pembina soalan, gila ke apa, 4 hari pun belum tentu satu soalan kita berjaya. Kita mungkin dapat the stimulus right, but the option quite loose. Option first, the key okay, the second option okay, the third option alamak, it is too obvious, tak challenging. Publisher saman belum lagi, insyaAllah tidak. Publisher tu pun orang dia pun entah-entah ambil soalan kita juga. Okay. Sekarang ni Alif, SBP Johor je yang dah approach I. Zon Selatan Johor je. Zon lain tak nak. Okay, so tadi Samura ada telefon sebab dia punya pengetua sakti my friend, dia dah suruh pengetua Samura buat untuk Johor saja. Negeri Sembilan ni pokok dek kau. Tapi kau ada Dan, ada jempol jelebunya, boleh lagi lah. Alright. Okay, any other question? Kita dah pukul 4.22 dah. Dah lebih daripada masa. Tapi tak apalah. Alright. So, remember my motto. You never walk alone. Jadi, kalau ada apa-apa soalan, jangan risau tanya saya. Okay, saya tahu dalam YouTube banyak video pasal CFR. Salah satu video yang popular sekarang ni ialah yang dibuat oleh kawan Dr. Zizek, seasai. Okay. Bukan salah, tapi ada benda tak kena. Saya pun risau ada sebab nanti saya akan bercakap dekat dia tu. Bulan 9-10 JPN Kelantan nak minta saya bercakap dengan cikgu Kelantan.
Yalah, we are welcoming you, waiting for you in Kelantan.
Aduh. Okay. James, no CEO in your school. So all the panitia program, I don't know what the PPD is doing lah. Patutnya dah tahu tak ada CEO. For the time being, you bagi je lah dekat Bahau. So Bahau can memangku tugas panitia daerah. Tapi dia tak nak.
Betul bos.
So kerja semua tak boleh. Jadi minta surat tak boleh, tu tak boleh. So I'm very sorry why this program is not called PLC PPD JJ. It's called PLC SMK Bahau. Okay, macam-macam. And I'm not so sure how what they think of me nowadays at the PPD, because I'm very vocal. Tak apalah. Bukan kalau vocal benda betul, I tak takut. Kalau I buat vocal bising-bising, then something wrong lah. Okay, any other question? Okay, I think you are all. If you are tired, I don't know what I am right now. So, okay, so let me end my session, and then I pass the mic to my KP to end this officially. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for being with me, listening attentively and asking, I think, a relevant question. And again, thank you for our visitor, Dr. Zuraini, because I will tell you, tomorrow you will see a few of her work being used by me, and maybe she will also learn a little bit from what twist or addition I have done to her ideas. So with that, thank you again, Dr. Zuraini, to join us, and the others. Do we have anybody